Yay! Okay, so apparently I'm live now. That's a good time.
I swear to God, Nico, you're live. I swear. 72nd times the charm, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So let me revamp my words. Welcome to NoReset Marathon and welcome back, everybody. We are raising money towards Le Petits. Links to donate can be found below the stream or by typing !donate in the chat. And just as I proudly hyped it up, it's now going to be Diddy Kong Racing with Obio. Take it away, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Obio, and
oh wait, Obio, wait. No, I'm just kidding. Keep going.
Oh my God. The troll is already starting great. I love it. I absolutely love it. But yeah, my name is Obio, and I'll be running Diddy Kong Racing 100%. And with me for commentary, I have the wonderful Morks.
Hello everyone, my name is Morks. That don't matter because Obio is going to destroy this run and I'm simply going to explain everything that's going to happen. It's going to be great. Have fun, guys.
You matter. Explaining this run and running at the same time is extremely difficult, so I'm really glad to have someone with me. Very happy with that.
No problem, my friend.
Yeah, so we're ready to start. I'm just going to do a countdown, I guess, and you guys can start a counter. So 3, 2, 1, go. And yeah, so Diddy Kong Racing 100%. So to explain what the runs entail, so 100% in this game is essentially completing everything in the adventure file, adventure 1 specifically. And so that entails all 47 golden balloon, that's all 4 keys, all the mini games, all the bosses, all the trophy races as well. And obviously you have to beat the last boss with Pig.
Indeed. So you'll see actually the way that Diddy Kong Racing works. Of course, you notice that is a racing game, of course, but we're going to be using a ton of glitches to advantage in order to make it as fast as possible. And you'll notice right from the start that we're not going to do any glitches, but we're going to gather all the balloons that are already available in the overworld before reaching our first world. So you'll see at first Obio taking the plane vehicle and then gather those balloons and then come back straight to Dino Domain, which will be our first world, and we'll be off by then.
So the movement in the overworld is a bit tight. So the balloons, they kind of move around on a cycle, on a certain cycle. So like if you do mistakes, they end up in like bad positions that can result in bonks, which you obviously do not want. So hopefully it goes well.
Depending on the vehicle that you use, bonks can be quite time-losing, actually. In plane, this is probably the one that once you bonk in a wall, you're probably going to lose about 4 to 5 seconds guaranteed, just from the movement that the plane does by stopping and then trying to come back afterwards. And off we go in our first level, which is going to be Jungle Falls. You'll notice right from the start that Obio will be restarting the level as soon as it comes up. This is a tactic so that Diddy Kong Racing runners can simply restart the level as soon as possible, and this is a little bit faster than if you were to let the normal cutscene play. So right from the start, you can notice that Obio is pretty much tearing through the whole level at the moment. So with a little bit of combinations of drifting and getting on the zippers that we call, and using the blue balloons, you can gain an enormous amount of speed. And throughout the whole game, you'll notice that all the 3 laps are going to look a little bit like each other with a little bit of variance. And right there, what you've just noticed is Obio pausing on the last frame of finishing the level. What it accomplished is that you've noticed that there's a little first icon appearing in the front of you. That means that you've completed the level, but you're still not entering the final the cutscene after you finish the level. So you can simply just exit out of the level, and that is effectively a cutscene skip, saving you a bunch of time. And throughout the whole run, we'll try to do this as much as possible.
Yeah, and there are 40 total cutscene skips, so you want to get as much as possible. Nobody has ever got 40, but no, we've got all the way to 39 before for a few runners. So
yeah,
who knows?
It can be quite finicky to get all the cutscene skips one after the other in the same run, especially considering that this game can be quite laggy sometimes, depending on your camera angle, the vehicle that you're using, the level that you're into. It's like there's a lot of stuff to consider in this. And speaking of which, the way that Obio takes those zippers and those balloons are precisely manipulated to make sure that we get it with the less lag as possible. Because the less lag you have, the further you're going to go with your vehicle, with the zipper especially. So in that case, I think there's one coming up right now. Now you stop this momentum, but you'll see a little bit later on that once you'll get the zipper on the second lap, you'll take it in a way that's going to be what we call lagless, and you should be able to go further than what's supposed to be.
Not quite, but so the idea is like sometime if you hit a zipper while either like aiming to the left or right a little bit, depending on the zipper, you get like a little bit less of lag, and then the zipper is will just like shoot you much faster, and obviously that's good. So we try to do that, but sometimes it doesn't quite work because this is the Nintendo 64 after all, so you know the lag machine.
Exactly, and thanks Obiyo for retracting me on that one. I guess I had a little bit of trouble explaining that one for sure. One thing that you might notice as well is that Obiyo will try to gather 10 bananas as early as possible in each level. Each banana gives you, if I remember correctly, a 2.5% boost speed. And of course, if you gather 10, that means that you're going to go 25% faster with your vehicle. Although this caps at 10 bananas, so you won't see Obiyo get more than 10 bananas unless it's by accident or something, or it's on the way, you know. And while I was explaining that, you might wonder right now why Obiyo is actually out of bounds. This is one of the many occasions where you'll see Obiyo go out of bounds, especially with the plane vehicle. So the way that the levels work is that you know, they have sort of physics that you can simply go through with if you have enough speed. And a hot top volcano, especially one of those levels where it's kind of easy to do so, if you simply use a balloon and try to barrel roll right under the lava, there's a really good chance that you're going to get out of bounds. And afterwards, how it works is that you simply have to pass some checkpoints of the level in order for it to understand that you've completed a lap. So there are those, you know, like pinpoints where if you pass through it, the game thinks that you've passed through the section properly, and then lets you on to the next checkpoint and etc. So these pinpoints are different depending on what level you are on. And before I stumble upon myself, we're gonna have a different trick here called Tricky Skip. So Tricky is the name of the animal that you've seen right there. And great, you got in the first try, that's amazing. So the way it works is that with the little manipulation that you did at first, there's half a chance that it's going to consider you to be on the wrong way, which effectively reverses the checkpoints. So in that case, as soon as he reaches the first checkpoint, the game considers that he's at the top of the mountain and simply completes the level automatically for him. So that's a pretty good start actually. We have 4 cutscene skips plus first try tricky.
This is basically record pace start.
Yep, exactly. We're gonna be world record today. Tell your friends.
Yep, but the tricky is sadly it's a 50% chance of borking. So I got lucky there, and you know, it is really annoying to grind in actual speedrun attempts. But you know, this is the marathon luck, so probably we'll get it first try again.
We'll know for sure in the following minutes. But as Obiyo said, indeed this trick works only half the time unless you're using tool-assisted applications, because the way it works is that the way that I recognize that you are on the right frame varies on each frame. So there is the frame 40 and the frame 41. So you have to be on the right frame in order for the level to understand that you're on the right path. So if you're on the other frame, it will consider you wrong way, and that's when you can abuse the game in that case. By the way, so Obiyo right now is doing the first mini game of Diddy Kong Racing. You'll notice that there's 4 of them, 1 per main levels, except the one at the end, Future Funland. And basically just getting the eggs and making sure that the other characters don't steal them. And it went perfectly well. One thing to notice. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, this mini game can actually be quite a bit of a troll sometime. If you don't do the exact movement properly, you know, it's really easy to get the different AI pattern that like steals your egg, and then you lose like 20 seconds. So really happy that did not happen.
Yeah, AI behavior can be quite finicky sometimes, especially on Nintendo 64, and this is one of the games that perfectly encapsulates that, as I would say. Sometimes they can be in the way, sometimes they can shoot you out of nowhere. It's there's a little bit of luck involved in these runs for sure. So right now we have Obiyo coming back to Jungle Falls, and he's going to do the same level, but this time gathering all the Nintendo coins. So if you're not familiar with this game actually asks you to complete the levels the normal way first, and then afterwards asks you to complete them again by collecting all the Nintendo coins and getting first, which of course is no problem for veteran Obiyo right now. So all the coins have already been gathered. It doesn't even look like he was he was slowing down for that, right? Yeah, another cutscene skip as well. So pretty good so far. Still world record pace. I'm going to answer someone in the chat right now that says if this game was a Rareware game, and the answer is, I think. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Yes, it is. I don't know why. Because you asked the question, it completely zapped out for a second. So Obiyo, what he did right now is that he slowed down just a little bit because he knew that the character Drumstick was going to gather the blue balloon right before him. So he slowed down just to make sure that he was able to gather the second one afterwards and be as optimal as possible, of course. And another cutscene skip, and we're off to Fossil Canyon for a second time. And you're right, ACMLM. It features Banjo and Conker before they even got their own game.
And Tip Top.
Yeah, Tip Top, you're right, because for the people that don't know about this little trivia, this game before becoming Diddy Kong Racing was supposed to be a general racing game with Tip Top as your main character. You know the turtle that some people remember and some don't? Yeah, that guy. Off to a very good start once again. We see that Obiyo just gathered his last Nintendo coin, and now all he needs to do is try to get as much canyonless tricks as possible. What I mean by that is that you've noticed at the end of the right before the beginning of the lap, there's a canyon there that sometimes when you get in a certain way with the boost and get as much speed as possible, and using the blue balloon with that, it sometimes allows you to completely bypass it by jumping a bit down the fossil piece. Whoops. And we got our first missed cutscene skip, unfortunately. So as you notice, we have to watch that cutscene right now. It costs, I think it's about 7 seconds each time that we miss it.
Yeah, it's about 6-7 seconds, so it stacks up a lot when you start missing a bunch. So hopefully we don't miss too many. But no, I'm not the greatest at cutscene skips. It is, you know, a one frame trick. So you have 1/30th of a second to get it, which is not easy, especially when the game lags. So
yep,
we're gonna be hoping for a good amount of those.
And lag is not necessarily something that you can practice, as you notice, because the computer AI can sometimes be randomized depending on your exact position and whatnot. So depending on the amount of computers are on the screen at the exact moment, the angle that you're approaching the zippers and the balloons, like all of this may vary with the lag itself. So you'll see a little bit later actually that some levels like Whale Bay, which is like a water level, can be quite finicky to try to get the cutscene skip in. Simply for the matter that, you know, like there's a lot of things going on in the screen, so you'll see what I mean by that once we'll get there for sure. And we're off to fight Tricky for the second time, so we'll try to get the trick that we previously talked about, trick skip, for a second time on the first try. If it doesn't work on this first try, then we'll keep trying until we get it.
Yeah, hopefully it has happened to me before where it didn't work for so long that Tricky actually won the race. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it is a possibility.
It happened to me way too much than I want to admit.
Double first try. Dude, I am completely blessed with tricky skip and marathons.
Yeah, it's amazing. But you keep going ahead though, because the timer seems to be frozen at the moment. So please make sure that you adjust that.
We don't need a timer.
You're right. We don't need a timer.
Also, this reset is completely normal. We do reset a couple of times in the run to skip some cutscenes, so do not worry. We are not restarting the run.
Oh no, the timer is frozen. Let's restart the run. Nah, we cannot afford that, unfortunately. So it's guaranteed world record, by the way. What's chat saying right now? 12 minutes, 31 seconds. That's quite the improvement.
It's a pretty good time, to be honest. It's gonna be hard to beat.
Yep. You're pretty good, Obio.
So,
go ahead.
Taj has like a couple of challenges. There's a car, hover, and then plane challenge. And they happen at 5, 10, and 15 balloons. So like when we reset the console there, because we have more than 5, we get thrown into the car challenge automatically. So, which this one is really easy. It's basically, you know, NASCAR around.
Exactly.
Just drift around.
You said the end though that he's cutting a little bit earlier on so that he can finish the courses while getting the last checkpoint and going straight to the middle, because right afterwards, by gathering the balloon and honking on the Taj space icon, he can simply summon him and change vehicle right from the get-go. And now we're off to Snowball Valley. No, that's not the name of it. I completely...
Snowflake Mountain.
Snowflake Mountain.
It's pretty close, to be honest.
Yeah.
I call it Snowball Valley as well sometimes.
Yeah, Snowball Valley is the name of a level inside Snowflake Mountain. There you go.
Yeah.
Alright. And we're off to Frosty Village right from the get-go. So you've seen Obiyo gather as much bananas as possible at the beginning. We're already at 7 bananas and I think 10 right now. Yes. There you go. There's also a tactic right there in the middle where you'll see some Diddy Kong racing players call it the Salt Cure Jump, which is very technical, very fun to look at, but I think it's only used in time trials and whatnot, because doing it in 100% runs can be quite risky because it's quite inconsistent.
Yeah, it's quite random where you get sent when you do the strat, and personally I never really get it clean even when I get it, so...
And to explain the strat, because I've told you about the trick but didn't explain it, so you'll see Obiyo, once he will reach the middle section, he takes a zipper to change it into another zipper. The Salt Cure strat is actually, instead of drifting around to stay on the road, they use the ramp to jump right onto the other zippers, which can be quite the experience. Unfortunately, though, we've missed another cutscene skip, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, this is one of the harder ones. The finish line is in the Frosty Village is like notoriously laggy, like extremely laggy, and sometimes the pause button just doesn't work. Right?
Exactly.
So yeah, sometimes you just don't get it, and it is what it is.
Yep. To explain to the people that just noticed, at the beginning of the Snowball Valley stage, we intentionally do not restart the level. The reason being is that there are 2 levels in this game where instead of restarting, watching the cutscene is actually faster. Snowball Valley being one of them. The other one is going to be Whale Bay that we're going to see in the next world.
Oh god. Okay. We're good.
Oh, the oil slick. Oh snap. This happens sometimes, you know, like it's very hard to maneuver around that and to actually predict it, because, you know, the computers sometimes just do those sort of things.
Yeah, also, as you saw, if you get underneath the snowball there, you get squished into a pancake. That's not something you want to have, but, you know.
Yep.
Had to showcase, of course. Totally intentional.
You can actually run under that if you have a shield over you, but this, of course, since we're going fast, we don't bother getting it. So there you go. And we're off to Everfrost Peak. Everfrost Peak is probably one of the hardest plane tracks out there. It's very fast, very precise. Depending on the strat that you're doing, it can be quite stressful to try to pull off, especially in the marathon setting. So you'll see Obiyo trying to be as optimal as possible here.
Yeah, I have a special strat, which is I'm pretty much the only one that goes for it. It's really fast, but also extremely difficult.
Yep. Some people call it cheating, but
Yeah.
I call it just, you know, like taking a lot of time to practice that stage, which Obiyo definitely did more than anybody else for sure. So kind of deserved it, to be honest.
Did not get it on any lap here. Might get it on the coin race.
Whoops. Hopefully in the coin race, it will be it will go better for sure.
This is a drawback of my strat, is that if you miss a balloon or a boost, it's like really bad. You lose a lot of speed, and yeah. But when you get everything chaining together, it is a beauty.
Exactly. We got a time of 1 minute 02 seconds, which is still a pretty good time, although Obiyo is mostly used to some 1 minute on that level, which I'm pretty sure is going to showcase as soon as we reach the coin route for sure. And for the current level that we have right now, we're at Walrus Cove. So this stage, not particularly a fan of it, but that's just a personal thing. I don't want to be biased on that one. It's pretty straightforward, to be fair. You'll notice that Obiyo sometimes will, when you'll get the loop, he will stay on the right of it. This is confirmed to be faster. So simply hugging the wall on the right will make sure that the character will go faster in that case. And for the end of the level, Obiyo has to make sure that he uses a blue balloon at the right timing, or else he can easily go not out of bounds, but out of the road. And especially in this level, it's kind of a no-no, because as soon as you're out of bounds at that section, you will bounce infinitely until you reach back the road. So.
Yeah, the ice is like super bouncy, like a trampoline for some reason. It kills all your speed, so you don't want to touch it.
As much as possible, for sure.
Yeah.
And now we've finished with all 4 levels, and we're gonna be able to fight Bluey. There you go. Yes, I remember my names.
Yeah, Bluey the Walrus. So there is a swag strat that I'm gonna try to do, which is gonna be going over a wall. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. It's pretty difficult, and if I fail it, it may cost me like 40 seconds, but we'll see.
It's a pretty cool strat, to be fair. So what you're gonna do is that he's going to gather, I believe, 1 or 2 balloons, and by using the momentum with the hover vehicle with a tight slope, he will use that momentum to go over out of bounds into the other road. So let's see if he succeeds it. This looks pretty good, to be fair. Yeah, let's go.
That was perfect.
That was actually way more than you needed to. It was a perfect one.
Yeah, it was really high, actually, way higher than usual.
Yeah,
that was perfect.
Amazing. So yeah, we don't see those tricks much. I mean, there's the top players go for it as much as possible, like Obiyo, Trident Tail, and maybe Sweener sometimes. But it's not an easy trick to pull off for sure.
Like optimally, it saves like about half a second to a second to get it. So it's like really like if you want to go for swag, because I mean, or like you're far behind your PB or something. So people don't tend to do it much. But it looks pretty cool, so I do it.
Yeah. So if you notice once again that Obiyo resetted the game after beating Bluey, once again consider faster to do so, but not because we want to go back to Snowflake Mountain. It's going to be for 2 reasons. The first is that we're going to do the hover challenge. So the challenge is that, as you noticed earlier before, we did one with car, and now we're doing one with hover, and later on we're going to do one with plane, which all of them gives 1 balloon for the ending score of 100%.
Yeah, and to explain what I'm doing in hover, because we haven't really touched it in the boss.
You're right.
So I'm doing a strat called snaking. So I am basically moving from left to right while holding the R button. And what it does is that the game is programmed to give you a small boost speed when you're turning holding the R button. I imagine just that so that it is smoother. But you can, you know, abuse it by going left to right. And you essentially just constantly get the little speed boosts. And you go faster than just going straight. So, you know, we're going to abuse it a lot. It hurts the hands, you know, quite a bit, but it is what it is. You know, gotta go fast.
If you guys donate more than $50, I'll be able to show you my destroyed thumb from hover.
Oh god.
Just kidding, of course. But yeah, it is quite tiring on the hands if you are doing categories that involves mostly or only hover vehicle for sure. So now that Obiyo is done with this balloon, what he's gonna do is go straight to the other world that once again I forgot the name.
Treasure keys.
No, I'm not me.
The world.
Yeah, the
Sherbert Island.
Sherbet Island. There you go. I can't believe I forgot that. Anyway, we're in Sherbet Island, and the first level is going to be Treasure Caves. I think it's one of my favorite ones ever. It goes fast. It's just smooth. It's fun.
It's hard though. It is very hard to do well.
Yeah, it's right. It's but when you pull it off, it just feels so good, you know. So there's a way right there. You've seen that Obiyo got the zipper to get right into the tunnel, and then when you combine that with the balloon, sometimes you want to boost yourself right into the other zipper afterwards. So Obiyo wasn't able to pull it off in the first 2 rounds, but let's see if on the 3rd round he will be able to do so.
I'm just leaving. Next time.
Yep. Oops.
It is actually really hard to do because there's like the bump in the turn right before makes it like really inconsistent.
Exactly.
This is good.
Unfortunate. It's all right. We have other attempts to try to get that properly, especially the one with the Nintendo coins. So we'll see how that goes when you go for that one.
Oh yeah, and with the coins we'll see the old alternative as well. So
exactly.
2 for 1.
Let's go.
Oh.
So we've reached Pirate Lagoon. So it's one of those stages where it's hover only. What I mean by that is that if you were to play that stage in practice mode or in time trials, there is no way to play that stage with either plane or car, obviously. So it's one of the hardest one to master, especially. You've seen that Obiyo just went into the corner there. That's because there is a very specific way to take the zipper right before it, so that you try to combine that with the blue balloon right into the second zipper, which is something that even the most seasoned runners will have difficulty pulling off every time. So definitely one of the hardest hover levels in my opinion.
Yeah, so the zipper to at the start of the lap, you don't always get the same amount of speed, and like you kind of have to turn into like the turn a lot because it's like a 270 angle or something like that. It's like a really sharp turn.
Yep.
And you know, if you do it, if you don't have a lot of speed and you turn too early, you get stuck in the wall like I did. So.
Exactly. Not the easiest trick to pull off for sure. And we're now off to Crescent Island. So you notice Obiyo goes into the ship and does a lot of really quick maneuver to turn around. So if you play that game when you were a kid, you might notice that Obiyo is able to drift way sharper than what you might be used to. Neat trick that's available in the game. It's not necessarily a speedrun trick. It's just known to work that way. Is that when you press both B and R at the same time, with of course a combination of A in that case because you want to go forward, you're able to drift way more than what you would do normally. And Obiyo there, on the 3rd lap, you'll see that he goes in the water for a second because he's going to gather the key. So this is the key for the third world that he's going to use to play the mini game afterwards.
Yeah, for a long time we actually used to like restart the level and then go for the key on the first lap and then quit the level again. But the freerunner guy actually figured out it was like 2 seconds faster to just go get it in the water. Like for the longest time we like just didn't do that.
Exactly. Freerunner guy being, by the way, an old Quebec speedrunner of this game, so
yeah.
Shout out to that guy. You also might have noticed that we've not done the mini game in the previous world, and we're not going to do it for this world right now because we're going to do a glitch later on called Trophy Storage, which will let us play the game a little bit faster. And I'll explain that once we'll get there, but just keep that in mind that we're going to do that later on. So right now in Well Bay, one of the other levels where only the hover vehicle is available for this guy, for this level, of course. So I've said level a lot of times. Sorry about that. So with very precise movement here, Obiyo was going to do is that he's going to try to combine zippers with trying to get the blue balloons right before the lap ending here. And by combining both, he can go straight into the other zipper and combine with the getting the blue balloon, and then so on and so forth. You know, it's a never-ending loop of blue balloons and zippers. And this is one of the levels where it's pretty hard to cutscene skip, and unfortunately I didn't get it. It's, in my opinion, I think one of the worst ones to try to get the cutscene skip, and it's pretty finicky.
Yeah, so whenever you're like snaking in water and boosting, it's like a lot of like particle and like it lags a lot there. So getting like the frame to pause on is like actually really difficult. But that was a really clean well bay. So like as you see, like there's like at the end there's like a zipper, and then you have like to sharply turn into the balloon. That balloon is extremely difficult to be consistent at getting. Like the fact that I got it all lap is pretty incredible, to be honest. I usually just miss it once, so pretty happy about that.
Exactly. So now we're off to fight the other character where I forgot the name.
Bubbler.
Bubbler. Oh my
The
God.
alcoholic.
Yeah, I should have studied my things, or have like a notepad or something telling me all this information. I don't know why I don't remember it. But you'll see Obiyo, of course, use the sneaking tactic that he has previously mentioned, combined with the balloons that he gathers to get the third power-up, which is the purple boost. So once he's gathered the purple boost, then he's going to use it in order to go super fast right before the ending lap. Like you've seen right there. Yeah,
since you know you go so far with the purple boost, you want to use it in the long straight is like the most optimal way to use it.
Exactly. And once we've completed Bubbler, we're going to reset once again and go back to the overworld. And now we're going to start some funny tricks with what I called earlier trophy storage. But before I talk about that, for the people that are wondering in the chat right now, is that whoa, we have something on the screen right now. It's really funny. An unhandled runtime error. It is part of the game.
Yeah, it's totally part of DKR. Thanks, Rare.
Yeah, thank you, Rare. Sometimes I do that. Yeah, or I guess we'll figure it out. But in any case, while Obiyo is doing the plane run at the moment, and the error is now out, thank you, streamers. So the reason that we use the TT character is obviously because he's the fastest in pretty much all the vehicles combined. So the way it works is that normally there's a general rule in the game that the better the handling, the slower the character is going to be. So this is the general rule for pretty much every character in the game, except for TT, where he is the fastest in the game, but he's going faster.
Yeah, good handling, good best speed, and not bad acceleration. So it's like really overpowered compared to anyone, basically.
Exactly. And we're back. So we had something going on for a second. Your run is cursed, Obiyo. I don't know what's happening.
Cursed to run. I mean, this is just, you know, it's my marathon dog. That's fine.
Yeah.
I can handle the curse.
Exactly. So the black screen that you've just seen right now is in order for Obiyo to be able to split his run, so he can get the world record in the
exactly.
marathon.
I'm just splicing, guys. Don't worry about me.
Exactly. It's alright.
I didn't say that I was splicing, by the way. If mods ask.
No, everything is up to code for sure.
Yeah,
So, alright, so I'll be explaining the trophy race here. So, Obiyo has gone into the trophy race for the first world, Dino Domain, which normally in a casual play, what we would do is we complete the trophy race, and then at the end, if you are the first in the ranking, then you gather the trophy for that specific world. And you have to do that for every trophy races for every other world in order to gather all the trophies. And at the end, that lets you access the last world, which is Future Funland. Funny thing though is that there's something that the developers left out in Hot Top Volcano. So you remember earlier on that we can go out of bounds in Hot Top Volcano with the plane, right? But right under the finish line, there is an invincible wrong warp, as we would call, where if Obiyo goes into it, it warps the character out, but the game still thinks that he's in the trophy mode. So that means that from that sort of weird state, Obiyo can simply go to a different world in a different level, and if he beats a level in that different world, would it be, you know, like a normal level, or would it be a minigame? It doesn't matter. But if you beat a level in that specific world, the trophy that you gather in the end will be from that specific world that you went into afterwards. So you might have sort of figured out what's going to happen is that we're going to use the first world trophy race in order to gather all the trophies from the first, not even the first, but all the worlds, basically, of this game. So it's going to be faster to do it from the first trophy race than to do every trophy race one after the other, basically. So yeah, I see that you spin off at the end of the level. Show
Yeah,
off.
swag a little bit.
So.
But
And,
yeah, as you're gonna see, like basically everything that just got explained will happen on the next track. So you're gonna get to see the magic pretty soon.
Yes. And while that magic happens, there's a reason why Obiyo is currently playing on the Japanese version. Because the Japanese version has different properties when trying to access this wrong warp that I just talked about. So in the Japanese version, when you take that wrong warp, 80% of the chance you're going to land up into a Dragon Forest world in a car. There's also approximately 10% chance to land in the overworld with a plane. And there's also a 10% chance to land in Dragon Forest, but with a plane, which also lets you access earlier on to the boss and the minigame, which is very, very, very useful in pretty much every category in this Diddy Kong Racing, like 80%, 100%. So now what you've noticed is that Obiyo successfully did the wrong warp and got the 80% chance that we just talked about earlier on, which is Dragon Forest in a car. But the game right now still thinks that we're in the trophy race. So what he's going to do is that he's going to go into Sherbet Island, and he's going to go straight into the minigame. So by completing the minigame, two things happens. The first thing is that the game considers that he's being in the minigame, so he's going to give him the proper item for it. And then is also going to consider that he's completed the trophy race in that specific world. So it's basically 2 for 1. There's also...
You have to do it twice. Like, so basically, you said it correctly, but also a little bit wrong. Where so when you complete it the first time, you do get the piece of the amulet that you would get when you complete a mini game.
Yes.
But you also have to redo it and lose to get the trophy.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
You don't,
yeah.
you don't
okay,
get both at the same time.
My bad.
So, like,
all right.
So right now we're gonna get the piece of the amulet, so we have 2 pieces. But now the game, like, while this is going on and we get the piece of the amulet, the game still thinks we're in the trophy race. And you know, we have already won 3 of the 4 races. So what we can do is that we can just go back in and we can just quickly lose the minigame as fast as possible. So the quickest way is just to damage ourselves with the spike balls. Very convenient.
And when he does that, what that's going to do is that he's going to get 4th in the minigame, but the game considers that he got 4th in the track of the trophy race, which is not that bad, to be fair, because even with 4th, as you've noticed super fast, is that he still had enough points to gather the trophy. So right now you see the cutscene for the trophy races in Dino Domain, but rest assured that this trophy is actually the one from Sherbet Island. So right now this trophy has been completed in that world, and from there, Obiyo, what he's going to do is simply take advantage of the fact that he's already in the world to complete the Nintendo coins. So we're going to do Nintendo coins for a while here.
So just to touch up on the 4th place thing, so it's actually really lucky that it is 4th place and not like lower, because with a 4th place you are guaranteed to always get 1st in the trophy race with overall points. But if we were to get 5th, it wouldn't be guaranteed. So thankfully we are guaranteed because we get 4th and a 5th or lower, so we can do the strat without worrying about you know, not getting the first place. Unless, you know, if you somehow don't win one of the first races, then there's no guarantee.
I just want to let you know that Obiyo did this explanation at the same time that he completely destroyed treasure caves. I'm just saying. That was amazing. My god, dude. That was quite the run for sure. And it seems that the timer is up again. I think it's been up for quite a while now. Let me know, chat, about this, but it's good to know that right now you're at the 39 minutes pace, so keep it up. So on to do the same thing in Pirate Lagoon here, taking all the Nintendo coins. In this level, pretty much every runner tried to do it their own way. There's no particular faster way, I think, to make it work. And oh my god, Obiyo, you never catch a break.
Yep.
Yeah. Very unlucky. You did the proper thing where you have to turn around very sharply in order to combine the balloon into the zipper, but the game was just...
Yeah, I'm just gonna push, you know, put something in front for you.
Yeah.
You're going too fast.
Exactly. Once again, it's kind of randomized how it works, so which is pretty much bad luck. Yeah. And we're off to Question Island. Sorry if we didn't have enough time for donations right now, but the next time that we're going to do another trophy races, I think it's going to be a good time. So
yeah, a few minutes. Just a few minutes.
Exactly. It's a very action-cramped game.
Alright, just collecting the coins. This track is probably one of the harder ones to optimize with coins, just because they're like pretty far out of the way from like we would normally do. So like, I don't know, personally I think it's one of the harder ones to optimize. I don't know what you think about it, but
I barely have any experience at 100%. But I do believe it's one of the ones where I was struggling the most. But that's not counting all the other levels where I just didn't remember much where the coins were. So I'm not really a good reference on that one. So I would listen to Obiyo on that one.
oh, Diddy, okay. AI, sometimes the AI, like in certain tracks like this one, they can be quite bothersome in the way and slowing you down.
Yeah. Sometimes they, like, you know, you can be right behind them and they can land a spike ball right in front of you and completely kill your momentum. Obiyo has actually seen multiple crazy ways to get destroyed by the computers, and it's funny at the same time, but when you're on the world record pace, it becomes a bit, you know, bothersome, as you would say.
Yeah, there's too many clips, to be honest.
But that's what makes the game fun, you know, because everyone is different. You know, you would be playing the same way, but it doesn't mean that it's going to come out the same way, luck-wise.
Yeah, there's also, you know, DKR physics can be very wonky and weird sometimes, and you just, you know, sometimes the game is just like, hey, you're gonna go into that wall, or hey, you're gonna like clip into this thing and get stuck, or, you know. So always things to surprise you in this run.
Like most Nintendo 64 games, sometimes the way that the textures, not the texture, but like the physics of the game work is there's, you know, like sort of superposed triangles, and there are a couple of places in the game where if you land on a specific part of a triangle, it's going to launch you up super high for no reason. It's like it's not something that we can definitely control, or something that we even want for the matter in certain levels, you know. But it's just something that when it happens, it's like, okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah,
next,
it
you know.
just happens.
Yeah. There you go. And yeah, we got another cutscene skip missed, unfortunately, but this is one of the levels where it's the hardest to pull off. So
yeah, I believe I missed both on that level. But you know, it's hard. So you know, there are levels without that where it's a lot easier. Like I try to, you know, always get those at the very least, and then I just hope I get the harder one. So yeah, we're just gonna quickly finish this, and right after this race, there's actually a new thing that was figured out yesterday, which saves like only half a second, but it's still, you know, it's still pretty cool. So I'm gonna showcase it right after this race.
Do you want me to explain it?
No, I'm gonna explain it as I do it.
Alright,
Fine. Be a quick one. But yeah, so to this day, I mean, we don't really see like time saves much nowadays. But you know, we usually see like little things here and there that saves like a second or so. And yeah, just one yesterday that happened to be well, not, I don't want to say discovered, but I guess somebody bothered to time it finally.
Exactly.
But yeah, so shoutouts to Olympus, who had a great idea that normally when we go back to the file here, we spawn in the middle, but there's no challenges, so we have to like manually go talk to Tash and transform into plane. But what Olympus figured out, which saves like half a second, is that instead of talking to Tash to transform into plane, we can talk to Tash to go into plane challenge. Oh, that was a bad Tash. And then we can go into plane challenge, which puts us near the entrance where we need to go here. And it saves like half a second over just transforming into plane, even if there's a little cutscene, so it's a neat little time saves.
The things that speedrunning communities are able to just pull out, you know, like we were talking about half a second here, but pretty much every runner that are doing 100% now do this simply because, you know, it's, I mean, it's something that I'm surprised that we never figured out before, you know, but I mean, it's how discovering tricks goes. You're like, in foresight, I think we could have seen it, but
yeah, sometimes we're just like, hey, why did we never time this? And it's like, oh, it's faster.
yeah.
But yeah, so right now, if you have donations, it will be like a fantastic time.
Go ahead.
Lovely. Right. I'm going to talk a little bit about the charity that we are raising money towards, which is Le Petits, Bois, which is their mission is to promote the education and development of children with intellectual disabilities, whether or not they fall on the autism spectrum, throughout the entirety of their lives. They offer tools and support projects dedicated to providing them with stimulating, adapted environments that facilitate their path towards a life of autonomy and personal growth. And they also do something which is their smart home project, where they will continuously and continually improve the lives of future of young people living in intellectual disabilities with or without the autism spectrum disorders. But the brand new environment that they're making, which is developed in collaboration with world-class specialists and renowned institutions, is completely packed with cutting-edge technology. Everything has been carefully designed to support their daily routines whilst contributing to developing their autonomy, their self-determination, and their learning capabilities. So all the money that you guys are putting towards this marathon is going to be seriously changing some amazing young people's minds, and it's just going to be such a beautiful situation. So any amount that can be donated is going to be a huge important and impact that you guys make. So thank you very, very much for everybody who is donating so far. Already at $1,144 of this marathon, and we've got a whole 4 days of just pure runs. So let's get those donations in.
Thank you. All right, we are just about to be done with the trophy storage again. So basically, there's 5 trophies in the game, and we're doing 4 of the 5 with trophy storage, and we're gonna be doing the Dino Domain one without storage because we're already doing it. So right after this, because we've already done the one in Sherbet Island, we're gonna be going back to do the second half of Snowflake Mountain. And we're gonna go from there.
Exactly. To be fair, it also depends on what he's going to get, because if he gets the 10% that we were talking about earlier on, that brings him to Dragon Forest in a plane, he will actually try to take advantage of that and try to go straight to Dragon Forest's boss.
That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's good. Let's go. So it's the other 10% that we most likely want for especially that part of the run. So instead of being in Dragon Forest in a car, he lands straight into the overworld, which is faster. You can simply go with a plane directly to Snowflake Mountain and straight into the minigame.
Yeah, it saves like 10 seconds to get the RNG there, so that's actually really good.
Exactly. So right now, he's doing the mini game of Snowflake Mountain. The way this works is that the computers are going to go for the same paths pretty much every time, and there has been something figured out where the computers will simply do exactly what you're seeing right now on the screen if he does, if you maneuver a certain way and shoot them right, as you've seen. So this makes it for a very easy minigame and also a very fast one, which is the reason why we're doing so. So
Yeah, so just to compliment on that. So the I don't know if you saw at the beginning, but like I backed out before the go, which is something we actually saw a casual player do, and we were like, oh, you can back out before you can actually move. Like, what is this? And turns out that you know, the consistent strat that you just seen, it works with backing out like we just did every single time. And yeah, that was a blessing, because before that there was no consistent strat here, and you were basically hoping that you got lucky, and if you didn't get lucky you had to chase the AI all over the map, which was really slow and a big time loss in record attempts. But you know, now with the backing up strat that is pretty consistent, we can just do what we did here, and yeah, it's like extremely consistent and nice and fast.
Nice and fast indeed. It's pretty much a blessing, considering that the game can be quite luck dependent sometimes, so it's definitely a breather for sure. So off to Frosty Village to get the Nintendo coins. So with very precise movement, it's going to gather the first two on the left side right here, and afterwards you'll notice that there's going to be a couple of coins where you'll have to adjust his movements a little bit more, just to make sure that he gathers them as much as possible. So I personally think it's one of the ones that can be quite finicky, because especially the one that's near the finish line, there's you see that there's a rising and falling water pattern where if you gather the coin at the wrong timing, what's going to happen is he's going to land into the water, and that's going to slow his momentum. So you have to time yourself out pretty tight on that one.
Oh, come on.
Hey Joey, how you doing, my friend?
Alright, this is a little bit of a dumpster fire, but this is honestly probably the hardest coin challenge in the game. So if one is gonna go wrong, then it's, you know, it's good that it's this one.
Exactly. We see the Diddy Kong Racing community coming up in the chat. The reason they weren't there in the beginning is because we forgot to post about it in their Discord. So yeah, my bad. I've just done that like a couple of minutes earlier on. So hey guys.
See, I always forget something. But yeah, here the coins are a little bit awkward as well. Some runner will just like pick up a coin here and there on every lap. I like to just get everything on the first one, and then I just blast the you know, super fast the second and third lap. Like there's probably like 5 different paths here to get the coin, to be honest. Like I've seen so many different strats on this level, and I'm not sure which one is faster, but I like mine.
That's one of the things that really fun with Diddy Kong Racing speedrunning is that you can put a lot of your personality in the game and still be as fast or close to as fast as the best time you could have. So you'll notice that all the top runners do have some differences in how they run the game, and but they still challenge each other pretty evenly. So that's one of the fun stuff that happens with this game speedrunning community. So right now we have Obiyo doing Everfrost Peak once again, but this time with the coins. So we'll see if he's going to get a little bit more luck with the balloon and zipper patterns on that time around. We're off to a good start with a 24 on the first lap with only 1 coin remaining. So pretty good start for sure. Chaining those zippers, the one on the ground and the one afterwards. That was man, let's go. 17, dude. Monster. So yeah, that was a strat. I'm pretty glad he was able to pull it off in the marathon, because it's quite fun to look at. And we're off
Sub
to the ending.
1. Oh my god.
Getting sub 1 on coins in this level is absolute madness. Good shit. Good stuff.
That was crazy.
My god. So yeah, so as you've seen, when you do that optimal strat, it pays off if you're able to succeed it. So there you go. We're off to Walrus Cove. So this one has a couple of coins hidden in sort of like corners of the map. So you gotta make sure to gather them on your way in. Pretty much with every other level is doing Nintendo coins. It's basically the same process.
Yeah, this one is, I think it's like actually really annoying for me actually, because they're like so far out of your actual racing line most of the time here that you have to slow down a lot.
Yeah.
And obviously you don't want to do that, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple of tracks where the Nintendo coins, the way that they their position is, you have to slow down to get them, or you have to not be out of bounds for a while in order to get them. You know, like there's a lot of planning that has to do with how we can do them as optimally as possible. And I do believe that the Nintendo coins levels are, I mean, of all the things that are optimized in this speedrunning game, I think that Nintendo coins levels is pretty much the one that requires more optimizations than anything else. It's not that we didn't optimize them, it's just that, you know, there's still so much to discover to optimize them as much as possible. And so we're off to Bluey 2. So unfortunately this time it won't be able to do the trick that you've previously seen where Obio takes the slope and goes over out of bounds to land back on the track, because we won't have enough blue balloons to boost ourselves up there. So we'll do it the normal way, which is to simply snake around and make sure that Bluey doesn't surpasses us.
Yeah, so basically what they did for this level to make it harder is like they removed the first 2 blue balloon and they removed the last one, and they removed a few other things I think too. But like you absolutely need the first 2 balloons to be there to be able to do it, because otherwise it's just slower to go back and do it, obviously. So yep. Unfortunately you cannot do it again.
And this boss can be pretty hard to beat, especially in casual play, because if you're not... Oh my god, dude!
What?
Yeah, this is also a thing that can happen. Welcome to wonky physics. This also happens pretty much to Obio all the time. I don't know why. It's just... He has this aura around him that does that.
It's true. I mean, I'm literally farming clips of wonky physics on my stream. Like that.
Another thing that we haven't explained earlier on is that with all the vehicles, you know, except plane, because in plane doing barrel rolls without holding the A button is faster overall, but in car and hover in car and hover vehicles, tapping the 8 button when you're at the peak of your speed is actually faster. It's going to let you get a little bit more speed on your speedometer, and basically saves seconds, even minutes over the whole run. You don't notice it right now, but if you try to run the game for yourself or just play it for fun, when you reach top speed, or even in car, just try to tap A instead of letting your finger on it, and you'll notice that you're going a little bit faster. One of the many tricks that we use to go faster in this game. And I think that right now it's another good time to for some donations if you have to.
I can talk about one of our upcoming milestones. Actually, I can talk about 2. So, when this marathon reaches $5,000, which I can actually tell you, we are currently 22.88% of the way there. There is going to be an awesome F-Zero Grand Prix run that will happen directly after the Night League Fire Stingray race. Race even? No, run even. So that's going to be an amazing run to actually watch. And then also, as you guys have probably heard from earlier on from G-Virus, there is a 9 delicious circles of hell. The intent of going on, basically, when we start to reach like certain criteria of donations, which I believe are cumulative as well, the hot sauce that will be taken, I believe, by G-Virus gets hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. So if you want to put G-Virus through some literal agony of hot sauce delight, then please get your donations in.
That would be actually quite awesome, to be fair. I can't wait to see that, so please do so. I think I will do it real soon.
I might have to donate towards that after what he said to me before we went live, to be honest.
Yeah, we're not gonna say it on stream because it's not children friendly, but yeah, there you go.
No!
That's all you need to know. No! Oh
Why
no,
you don't
right
wanna
into
hit
the balloon.
bubbles.
Yeah, the bubbles sometimes, you know. It's the bad luck that we don't want. To be fair, I've seen way worse in matter of bad luck in this game. There's, I think there was one point where someone got spike balled into balloon into spike ball. Not balloon, bubble, sorry. It's, yeah, the game sometimes can be quite hard on you.
Yeah, the game sometimes just doesn't like you, and just like, yeah, take all of these.
You're going too fast, the police is there. The fun police. So there's also, you know, like a lot of micro adaptation that you have to do in real time. So you've seen at the middle of the Jungle Falls second lap that Obiyo actually gathered a shield this time because you need that with the pace that he had. There was going to be a lot of computers, and sometimes those computers are going to have shields on their own. So if you run into them, you're going to pretty much slid your way into the water pretty easily and lose a bunch of time. So there you go. So you've noticed.
So just to talk on that, I don't actually like really try to get the shield there, but like if I get it, I absolutely keep it for that moment because, like you said, like the AI there can be quite hard to get by. Like sometimes it's just like there's usually 2 to 3 shields that if you run to, like you said, you start spinning around. But you also sometimes just get shot as well. Like they're big snipers, so it's really nice to have the shield there.
Yeah, absolutely. Quite correct. You probably noticed as well that this time Obiyo decided to not go for the wrong warp. The reason for this is because we've now gathered the trophy for Snowflake Mountain and for Sherbet Island. The only one remaining being the one from Dragon Forest. So the most optimal route that we need to do right here is to gather the trophy from Dino Domain itself. So just doing it as normal, plus the outer bounds, of course. And once you finish with that, then you go straight back into the trophy races since you're already in Dino Domain anyway. So right now, what we're going to do is that we're going to do for... well, I mean, there's going to be another time that we're going to do it for the last world, for True Funland. But right now, what we're aiming for is going to Hot Top Volcano, doing the wrong warp. And if possible, we want to land in Dragon Forest in a plane, because that will let us be able to access the Smoky boss earlier on than usual. If it doesn't happen, it's fine. Landing in Dragon Forest car is not the worst choice, as we're simply going to do the levels as normal from there. But it would be quite a nice addition to this run if we landed in a plane instead.
Yeah, it would be quite the marathon log to get it, you know.
Do we have time for a donation?
Yes.
I think we do, yeah.
Lovely. We have $10 from a real-life waifu that says, "Oh mon Dieu, as a Canadian, it means a lot to be able to support a fantastic charity with my own country, and it means I get to torture hosts by making them read in French." You did that purposely, didn't you? So they say, "Bonjour Nico Hart, s'il vous plaît de omelette du fromage. Oui, tout fait. Je dirais omelette du fromage."
Good stuff. Hey, to be fair, I mean, it must be quite hard to read donations in French, so shout out to you for sure.
I try my best. I try, and I try to go the extra effort there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, good stuff. Thank you for the donation, the real life waifu. She seems pretty happy in the chat that you were able to pull it off, so bravo. So once again in Jungle Falls, nothing much more to say, to be honest. It's pretty much the same as you're used to. But once we'll be over with that, we'll head off to Hot Top Volcano and see what the wrong warp will bring us.
The lottery.
Yes. Hopefully we won't get the overworld spawn, because it's only a 10% chance of happening, but if it does, then we have to go back into Dragon Forest, which costs us a couple of seconds, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, now that we've talked about it, I just got jinxed, so, you know.
No way. No way. I'm so sorry.
No, I mean, you don't see it yet, but...
No, I
I'm
don't.
just saying, I will get jinxed.
Oh, you will get jinxed. I'm sorry. I thought that your footage was
No,
a little bit
no.
further. We'll see how that goes right now.
Oh my god, okay.
Oh! Oh! This is pretty much the best, not the best RNG ever, but if you get that in a run that's going very well, you pretty much... Very poggers, as the chat would say.
Yes. Alright, time to miss the other bounce. This is a classic.
Yeah. So, Dragon Plane, very hard to get, so get hype in the chat. And now we're going to do Smokey, and this also requires Obio to pull off really finicky out of bounds. So it's quite hard to pull that one off, so let's see if he gets it on the first try.
Yes, let's go.
Let's go.
It's a little slow, but the important thing is that we are out of bounds.
Yes. There's also a way that when you get out of bounds, right afterwards, if you barrel roll in a specific spot, you will gather a lot of speed. But considering the fact that he got out and was a little bit slow afterwards, I think it's just less risky to just go for the normal barrel rolls at that point. So that's what we got right here. It's one of the hardest ones for sure. I mean, there's an out of bounds that we've discovered this year actually in Space Dust Alley, but you won't be seeing it here in 100% because it is absolutely not viable in the real-time category.
Yeah, it's not even sure. It's not even like we're not sure if it's actually faster in 3 lap or just for like a fast lap 2. So. And on top of being extremely like, I mean, it was task only until like this year, so you know.
If you want a good example of how hard it is, I've tried to practice it for 3 hours, didn't succeed it once, and closed my game up, and didn't play it since. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, it's like even with a couple of hours of practicing of trying to get it only once, it just didn't work out, you know. So. A very hard one for sure.
I've played multiple hours and I got out of bounds like I think 2 or 3 times or something. Like, yeah, not a marathon friendly strat at all. But you know, maybe one day. Who knows?
Exactly. So right now we're in Haunted Woods, which is basically my favorite level of all time. So. This one is a lot of sharp turns after the zippers that you've just seen, combined with the fact that you're bouncing on the road because you're going so fast, and you use that momentum to combine zippers one after the other, and it's actually really hard, especially at the end of where the finish line is, to combine all of them without bonking. So right now he's pretty much showcasing how the practice went for this one, with a nice 44, a very good time. And as you noticed, we were still in the trophy race, by the way. So we've now gathered the trophy for Dragon Forest. We don't even have completed any of the levels yet. That's pretty hype.
So the boss race like takes over, like it's more important than the trophy race, which is why if we win the, you know, the dragon race first, then we are still able to get the trophy afterwards.
Exactly.
And so now we're gonna, because we've done Dragon first with the wrong warp, we're gonna do a special route within Dragon Forest here. So normally, if you don't get Dragon Plane, you start with the far left door, which is gonna be Window Plains. But instead, we're starting with Boulder Canyon. You're gonna see at the end of this track why. But for now, I'm gonna get the key here. This one is the most annoying one. You have to hit this bridge. get up here, and the key hitbox is really bad. Sometimes you like boost straight into it and it just does not get it. But thankfully, got good hitbox there, so
Yes.
did not lose too much time.
It's one of the keys that you probably remember when playing as a child, that we had trouble trying to get the key, or especially just finding the key, right? So yeah.
Alright, so coming up is gonna be a special cutscene skip if I get it. Let's not jinx it. Okay, so instead of going down to the third option, I chose the second option, which is reset, and it puts me into the coin race straight away. And the reason that works in this case is because the trigger for the coin race is one, that you've beaten the normal race, and two, that you've beaten the first boss race, which we did because we got the plane early. So essentially, we got to just go straight away into the crane race without reloading the ob world and reloading back into the race, saving 2 entire loads plus the cutscene. So that saves a lot of time.
It's quite incredible that you're able to do that, to be fair, and it's only possible, as you said, when you've got the Dragon Plane out of bounds in order to beat Smoky 1 earlier on, and that lets you do that. Normally, you're only able to do so in Future Funland, because in Future Funland, you would be able to access the Nintendo coins no matter what you do, because the Wispig 2 fight only happens once you've completed the levels with the Nintendo coins anyway. So there's no like Wispig 2 fights in between, and that lets you do the exact trick that we just mentioned about. And yes, I got permission to share this a link right now. So for the people that are wondering what the Space Sally Out of Bounds looks like, there's a nice video from Obiyo here that pulls it off and gets world record in the fast lap category. So there you go.
Oh
no way! I got timed out again.
Oh no!
I got timed out for
That's
10
fine.
minutes now.
But yeah, it used to be record. It's not record anymore. But at the time, it was the first record with the new strat. So if you can get the clip, yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy.
All right, there you go. Thank you, Benjo, for the link. My bad. Yeah, I got timed out. I'm not worthy. It's all right. So
Well,
yeah.
at least you're not timed down on commentary.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, that would be pretty sad. In any case, so you've seen right now that Obiyo is doing 100 Woods again. The reason for this, as previously mentioned, is that the first time we've done it was simply to gather the trophy race trophy. So now we're doing it normally, and hopefully you'll be able to get the cutscene skip at the end to Nintendo coins straight ahead. And from the sound of it, you didn't get it.
As
It's
you
fine.
said, as you said it.
My bad. I jinxed it.
But we can just get back into it and do the coin race.
Exactly.
Lots of collision with the AI there. As you saw, like sometimes when you hit the AI, like it just kind of just kills your speed, and there's not much you can do about it.
So the Diddy Kong racing community sometimes do races between each other, or sort of like speedrunning events between the community that happens on this channel called DKR64 Races. So if you want to attend those events, and I believe that there is going to be one actually this very Saturday, St. Patrick's stream, where people will be racing the Dino Domain levels. That includes all the normal levels and the Nintendo Coins level, and trying to beat Tricky twice as fast as possible, with the minigame as well, if I remember correctly. So if you're looking for that, I would like to post the link in the chat, but I will most likely be banned from it. So let me just type in the name of the Twitch channel right here. Aha! Found the loophole.
Do we have time for another donation?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Lovely. A real life waifu donates yet another $10 that says another donation. Since you did so well on the last one, try this one. And just ahead of time, I am aware that this is a meme that has been shared upon the TikTok, so I am aware of it. But it says, bon chance, ton, one donation closer. Let's make that goal happen. Alonzi. Also, shout out to the runners. You're blowing my mind. Less than free.
Hey.
Well, I'm glad I'm blowing someone's mind.
I mean, you kind of are, to be honest. Obiyo has been practicing this game for years and years. This is one of the veterans of the community, so you're pretty much in good hands right now. And from our very own country, province, depending if you live in Canada or Quebec or whatnot.
Yeah, I know, been running since 2013. It's been a while. So, you know, at this point, I'm pretty okay, I guess, you know? But,
It's kind of good now.
Yeah, kind of good. But, I'm gonna, now this is like a level that's actually, I mean, it used to be really scary to me because there's an out of bounds here, which is considered the hardest out of bounds. But recently, I've been feeling a lot better at it, so hopefully I do not miss it.
Yep. So there's different ways to do that out of bounds, depending on the direction of your barrel roll and how you approach it. So there's definitely safer ways to do so, and hopefully you'll be able to do it on the first try. Let's see how that goes.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's go. And from that out of bounds, once you're out of bounds in this level, it's actually very tight, the angle that you have to take in order to gather all the checkpoints. So there's one at the bottom right, one in the middle, and one at the top right. And as you notice, like there's a fine line where you can actually get back in bounds. And it's it can be quite scary to do so, especially in a world record pace run. So, but right now Obiyo is pretty much giving a clinic on how to pull off that level the best way possible.
Yeah, this level was killed way too many record runs. You know, I got the out of bounds there, but it is not as easy as it looks.
Exactly. There's also categories that ask you to do a lot of out of bounds plane strats, and I believe that currently the plane percent world record does this level like, I think it's like at the end of the run, so it can be quite scary to try to pull that off when you're on world record pace. At least it's like 13 minutes, but like
yeah, it's a really short run, but it's the very last one, so
yeah.
And 2 out of 2. Perfect.
Let's go.
That's what we like to see.
Obiyo has been considered, I think, the best plane player in the Diddy Kong racing community ever. So, like all the time trials, plane records, he owns most of them. There's a couple of strats like that. He's just known to be like an excellent plane player overall. So
yeah, it's really, you know, I put so much time in this one because I really prefer plane over the other two vehicles. So I probably put like more time in this than the other two combined, like, and like 2 times over probably, you know. Like I've put so many time in the plane tracks. So
exactly. Joey as well is very good in plane. Just sending you love, my friend. And we're off to our next level, which is going to be Greenwood Village. Now, this level is... I think that this is where the computers can be quite the A-word. I don't know, like they can be they can be bad computers. I don't know how to explain it, but like they will get oil on the ground or spike balls pretty much every time you try to get past them on the second lap. So he's gonna try it right now and see if there's a lot of stuff in the way. Oh, it's not too bad actually. It's he was able to go around.
There are runners that go like slightly out of the way to get shield. I just kinda YOLO, you know?
Yeah. It's funnier that way too.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you've noticed like a couple of seconds earlier on that he goes through the like the wood tunnel where he has to brake very slightly in order to make that gap in the middle. It's not as easy as it looks to be honest. He's gonna try it again right here. So going around, turning, there you go, very clean. Right into the zipper, and we can simply restart because we're going to do the queen rounds.
Yeah, so we got 3 out of 4, so we save a decent amount of time with over a run that doesn't get it. It's probably something like kind of close to 20 seconds, I think we saved. So
For sure.
it's pretty good.
Yeah. Let me remind you that getting Dragon Plane out of bounds after a wrong warp is not guaranteed. It's only a 10% chance every time that you do the wrong warp. So
Yeah, I
basically,
mean,
yeah.
this run has been incredibly lucky. So we got double first try tricky, we got Overworld once, and Dragon Plane once. Like, this is like some of the best RNG you could ever get in a run. Like, this is quite some marathon luck, to be honest.
Exactly.
Like in the good way.
It's not especially world record pace at the moment, but at least we're able to show off those little things that normally don't happen in marathons. I'm kind of glad that it happens right
Yeah.
now. It's pretty cool.
Let's not forget the coin. It's really easy to forget a coin sometime when you like super focus on just going fast. Cause sometimes you just gotta remind yourself.
So we're
Alright.
going to Smoky 2. So once again, we'll try to get the out of bounds the same way that we did it on the first try.
Yeah, if we get this first try, I mean, honestly, this is not far from my PB.
it's
This is
not
kind
too
of
far.
crazy. Like, this is probably the best run I've had in weeks.
It's a pretty good run, to be fair. And the world record that we have right now is a 144.21, I believe. So and Obiyo has a 144 40
34, I
something.
think.
Yeah, I don't remember quite well, but it's like getting a 144 is pretty crazy in this game overall. So once again, getting the out of bounds on the first try on Smoky. So pretty good run so far. But yeah, as I was saying, since there's a lot of luck involved and there's a lot of things that can happen, getting a score of 145 or lower top level is pretty crazy, to be honest. It's a 100% has been one of those categories where it's been lowered and lowered and lowered to points where, like, if we said a couple of years back that we're going to have like a 1 hour 44 minutes run in 100%, no one would have believed it, you know, because it's just getting more polished and polished even more. So it's kind of crazy where it went all those years. All right, so right now you've noticed that we once again reset it, and now the game considers that we've have all the trophy races trophies, and that we've completed all the worlds from the overworld. So that means that we're going to get a cutscene that says that we're ready to fight Wispig 1, which is what we're going to do.
Yeah, this is probably my worst track in the entire game. It's just a really janky track and really laggy. So I'm really hoping it goes well.
We have a player in the community called Mr. Ponytail that pretty much deciphered how to play this level properly, but I mean, I don't think it's one of those tracks where any DKR runner can consider their specialty. It's just, it's a weird track to get good at. There's a lot of luck involved, just timings and such, and positioning. So, and it's very laggy, as he said. So it's
See, you need good luck with the lag, you need good luck with the waves, you need good luck with just DKR physics not randomly like deciding to be against you, you know? Just
yep.
There's a lot of things.
So we'll see how that one goes, because we only need to do this race once, and once it's completed, we'll simply be able to go straight to Future Funland. Right after a reset, if I remember.
Yeah.
All right, so not too bad for now. So the way that he takes the zippers is he has to make sure that once he lands on the ground, he doesn't land into the water that rises ups and down, you know? So it's like, it's a weird timing on the spot that you have to figure out of, okay, so I'm gonna take that zipper that specific way. And then I'm going to maneuver to that specific spot where there's no water at that specific moment. So, and it's not always the case. So it's like, it's there's a lot of timing involved in this. And of course, as soon as you hit the water, you're going to slow down exponentially. So it's all those things that need to be considered when doing runs of this level. But to be fair,
okay.
even with the slowdowns, it was not too bad. Oh man, sort of jinxed it.
Yeah, a little bit of jank at the end, but you know that's Wispig 1. That's fine.
Yeah. You kind of expect that, you know. It's part of it. And so now Obio sort of waited for a moment to for the cutscene to start before resetting, so that the game registers that it's been completed. Although I'm a bit scared because I don't think I was able to see Wispig's face before you reset.
Oh, you just need the sound.
Oh, okay, I didn't know about that. Okay.
Yeah. As long as you hear like the first little bit of the sound, like Wispig, you're fine. You don't actually need to see anything.
My bad, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, a lot of people don't actually.
Well, I mean, I always thought that you needed to at least see like the top of his face before resetting or something. But...
Me too, but then at one point I just did it super early and it still worked. I was like, oh, okay. Oh no.
The little improvements, you know.
Yeah.
No, the bonks. So
Well,
5 seconds just by bonking in plane, you know.
Yeah. It's a 5-second gun like that.
Yep, that's hard, man. The guy that has plane percent world record must be sort of crazy, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Just so you guys know, it's actually Morks, so...
I'm just self-promo right there.
Yeah, casually talking about himself.
Nah, I'm just kidding around.
I see you. No, Morks, you have the right. Morks is good.
Nah, I mean, I'm a try-hard when people challenge me, and so Bio got the world record at some point this year and told me, well, try to get it back, and of course that triggered me, so...
And then he did. So, yeah, I mean, good job, to be honest.
Yeah, thanks. In any case, enough talking about me. That's not what's important. We're going to get right into Space the Sally, which is, in my opinion, the most frustrating plane track of all time. There's a lot of things that can go wrong here, especially the first 2 balloons that you've seen right there, where depending on the speed that you have and the angle that you get, sometimes the game doesn't register that you've gotten those balloons because you're going so fast. And you have to adapt in real time because trying to do barrel rolls with these hitbox all over you is it's quite hard to adapt to. And to be fair, this is one of the levels where people practice it over and over again, especially for a category called all trophy races, where you have to complete all the trophy races one after the other. And usually people, when they grind for a world record or just for a better time, will start with that level right here because this is basically one of the hardest levels that you can do in the entire game. So people have put so much practice in this level in the community. So much so that right now you're probably thinking, my god, he's going so fast and not bonking anywhere. Well, I mean, when you've played that level for hundreds of hours, at some point you start getting pretty good at it, right?
Yeah, I've played it way too many times. Just for like, some stat, I've done. I with my split that starts with this level, I have like over 11,000 attempts. So I've done it at least that many times.
It's quite crazy, to be fair. It's and as you've noticed, like sometimes you bonk somewhere, so you lose approximately like 5 seconds, which can be, especially in the category all trophy races, it's basically a reset when that happens when you bonk. So it's it can be quite stressful to be stuck in the Space this alley hell when you're trying to do runs, you know. But since we're doing 100%, this level comes up very later on in the game, as you've seen, and this also means that you have to try to pull it off later in the game, which can be even more stressful if you're in a good run. So basically what's happening right there.
Yeah.
but it's not too bad right now. We're on the second lap, and Obiyo only has one Nintendo coin missing, so he's going to get it, I believe, at the last round, right before crossing the finish line.
Yeah. I got a little bit lucky there. If you catched it, I went through a tree with my speed. So I got extremely lucky, and my hitbox did not get registered because I was going too fast. So
yeah, I've noticed that. You were
I'll
quite
take
lucky.
it.
but then afterwards you got a bong, so it's kind of the game like putting karma on you.
Exactly.
And there you go with the last one who finished the lap, and we're off to the next level, which is going to be, I don't remember. I think it's Dark Moon, right?
I don't know that level.
You don't? No, you don't know that level. All right, so that level is Obiyo's favorite one. He's figured it out pretty much more than anybody else. It's just a really fun one.
Completely miss everything.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's a really bad moment to tell about how good you are in this level. But in any case, since we're in the marathon, are we going to be able to see the strat where you get out of bounds?
Dang. I mean, I didn't think about it, but no, I'm gonna try.
Right. So yeah, there's a strat that normally is not necessarily done in world record pace runs because it's kind of hard to pull off, and if you don't, I mean, you're losing a couple of seconds each time you try. But on the last loop, if you get in the loop in a specific way, perpendicular to it, there's a chance that you get boosted out of bounds really fast, and that you can use that to completely cross the loop and go back to the finish line.
That was a really bad attempt.
Yeah, unfortunate. Didn't work on the second attempt, but maybe it will work on the third one. We'll see how that goes.
We'll still see. I have a couple of attempts at this.
Yep.
Oh my god, I went over the zipper twice. This is a
yeah,
very
I've seen that.
Dark Moon.
Yes. As a casual myself, what I normally do there is I just slow down to make sure I get it. just to make sure that I don't get exactly what happened to you, and it's slower, but it's less painful. It didn't work, but that's fine. Maybe we're gonna be able to see it in the Nintendo Coins attempt. Maybe. It's really a hard one. I cannot emphasize how much hard it is.
Yeah, there's nobody that goes for it in actual like attempts because yeah, it's just really inconsistent and it takes only a second. And if you miss it, you lose like at least 2, so it's like completely not worth.
Exactly. Someone in the chat is asking if there is a mod around for this game. Not like, an entire game mod, but there's been some level made up for this game and some customizations done as well. I cannot show you the link in the chat, unfortunately, but you can look around online, and I believe there is a website called, let me see. I think it's that one. I'm not sure exactly, but there is a site out there that lets you access some modded levels. So if you want to see them, of course, go ahead.
Alright, one more attempt.
Yeah, one more attempt.
That's pretty unlucky.
If he doesn't get it, he has to do the level all over again.
No.
No, he won't. But I mean, it's part of the fun. So if he doesn't get it, that's fine. If you want to see it in a marathon, just simply watch the race between the 3 amazing players, Obiyo, Tail, and the Sweener, that did this run for AGDQ in the beginning of the year, and Obiyo was able to pull it off on the second try. Yes. Yeah. So.
Oh, what? How did that not work? Oh, that was unlucky. I actually thought it was gonna work. Oh well.
Unfortunate. It's all right.
It's all right. I tried.
Yep. You tried. Thank you, Obiyo, for doing so. And so now, instead of going straight to the other levels, Obiyo is going to exit out of Future Funland, and he's going to go straight into the Dino Domain trophy race in order to once again get the wrong warp, and this time try to complete the trophy race in Future Funland instead. The reason we're sort of splitting the levels in half as we just did is just because it is faster. So once you've done like the first 2 levels, then there's the door right there. It's just a little bit faster to just go straight to Dino Domain from there.
Well, yes and no. So the main reason is that I mean that's true, but the main reason is that we always want to do the absolute shortest thing race for the trophy possible, and the shortest one is the next one we can enter, which is Space World Alpha, because you can just go out of bounds and finish it in like 50 seconds or something.
Yes.
So because of it's the next race we're going to go, we're just doing the trophy before, so we can use it for the trophy, because the other race, like, you know, Space Dust and Star City are like 110, and then Dark Moon is like 130 something. So like it is much faster to use Space World Alpha, which is only like 52 seconds. So
It's absolutely correct. Thank you once again, Obio. I don't know how I would commentate without you, dude. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't study, and I'm sorry for the chat for that, but you know.
no problem. I mean, like I said, like commentating this run alone is extremely difficult. I mean, it's so focused. You have to focus so much to go as fast as I'm going, and so I'm really happy you're here to commentate with me. Don't worry about it.
No worries. And there's a lot of stuff to take into account and tell in real time, so sometimes it can be quite confusing to choose exactly what to talk about in certain situations. Speaking of things to talk about, I think we have a little bit more time for some donations if you have some.
I can talk about one of our sponsors, which is going to be Loto Quebec. Loto Quebec is proud to participate in Petits' smart home project by facilitating the contact between the foundation and NoReset. They are also proud to have we are also proud to have Loto Quebec as a partner for this event, and we wish to thank them for their support and collaboration on many past, present, and future projects. So thank you very, very much, Loto Quebec.
Yes, thank you so much. Now we're off to Jungle Falls once again, doing the exact thing as we did previously, and once we'll be in Hot Tub Volcano, we'll get the wrong warp, and from there, hopefully, if we get Overworld, that would be basically the best luck that we could ever have in a 100% run, but this requires 10%, so we'll see how that goes.
Decent Jungle Falls.
Yes. It's not an easy track, Jungle Falls. There's a lot of subtleties that you need to do in order to go as smooth as Obio just did.
Yeah, when you lap the AI, like this is one of the worst laps to lap the AI, because there's like not that much space, and they're like pretty much all in the way, and they can snipe you. It's just like terrible. But we got pretty lucky this run.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see.
So what's the result of the wrong
Dragon
one?
Car. Okay, you know the normal one.
All right, it's the boring one.
Yeah, it's the
80%
boring
chance.
one.
It's not too bad though, because if you get Dragon Forest, you can simply just exit out with your plane and go straight into Future Funland as he's doing right now. So it's you're not losing much time. And we're off to Spaceport Alpha. So as Obio said previously, this is the fastest track of the Future Funland tracks, which will be useful trying to complete the trophy race in it. So that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, and this is the other what I'm about to do is only possible in the Japanese version as well. This is another reason we use the Japanese version.
Yes, because in the other version, the hole that he's going to get into is completely patched up, so there's no hole anymore. Whoa! No!
I actually don't know how that failed.
it's probably because of the marathon luck, you know.
Yeah. Okay, we're
So-
good. Backup achieved.
There you go. This is a nice little backup in order to get out of bounds, and we're now in space, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, I missed the easiest out of bounds of all of those.
Yeah,
All
but
the
that's kind of
runs.
how it goes, right? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I can feel that. Imagine being on a world record pace and losing, like, your run because of that. That's...
I've done that before. Don't worry. I know the pain.
a man of experience.
Yeah.
A man of multiple pains. But yeah. There you go. So we've completed the trophy race in Future Funland now. So the only things left is to complete Spaceport Alpha in normal mode and Nintendo Coins mode. Then we're gonna have to do Star City in normal mode and Nintendo Coins mode, and finally off to Wispig 2 to complete the run. So we're back in Spaceport Alpha. We're going to do the exact same thing as we did, although this time we're going to try to pause on the same frame that you crossed the finish line in order to once again try to complete Nintendo Coins right afterwards instead of exiting out and coming back in. and this time Obiyo was able to pull it off successfully. So there's sort of a setup to get in there quite fast as he did. So when you do 2 barrel rolls, normally afterwards, you know, like there's a the way that you turn your vehicle around, you will be able to simply just get out of bounds quite easily as he did.
Yeah,
But it's
like,
not. Yeah.
there's like 4 different ways to get out of bounds there, like maybe even more. Like I usually go for the faster one, but I missed it on the first try, so that one was like the second slowest, I think.
Yes.
But at least it's consistent, so. No, it's always better to lose a second and get the out of bounds than to just miss it like I did, but no, I had to try to go a bit fast there, obviously.
Of course. This is what a speedrun is all about, anyway.
Yep.
Yes. So now we're off in the Nintendo Coins version, so you'll notice Obiyo, what he's going to do is that he's going to get out of bounds on the first lap, and then he will get inbounds again on the third lap, trying to gather the coins that are available on the second half of the level. So you'll see him simply come back directly to it at the last lap. So we'll have to complete the second lap, and in that case he's going to get the checkpoint at the top left and go straight right in order to reach the section where we previously got out of bounds so that we can gather the remaining coins. There's one there, there's another one right there, and finally there's one in the middle. Hopefully you'll be able to get a cutscene skip right afterwards.
Nice.
Let's go. I was going to say another word, but I refrained myself.
Alright, last track before the final boss, Star City, which is one of my favorites. I really, really like this one.
It's definitely my favorite from Future Funland. I think it's just so smooth, and the colors are really popping.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Yeah. This is a beautiful game after all, right? Diddy Kong Racing, like the visual is beautiful, the music is absolutely awesome. It controls well, you know, like it has a lot of things going on.
So I'm sure, like many of you have fallen this bridge, but hopefully we will not go fall today.
Yes, because even speedrunners ourselves, we sometimes fall off that bridge, and it's basically the walk of shame afterwards, trying to get back on it.
Yeah. The fall of shame, the walk of shame.
Yeah.
Don't
We're
want
going
that to
back.
happen.
Yeah. We had a couple of triathlon races coming up in the last years, and also I do believe that we had races in time trials too. So Star City being one of the most popular tracks to play on, we've seen a couple of speedrunners just fall off the bridge. It was it was not easy to watch, you know.
It's always heartbreaking.
Yeah. Because as previously mentioned, you know, like there's physics in the games where, you know, like sometimes you land like on a specific part of the bridge and it just launches you out for some reason. It's just, yeah, you can do your best to sort of maneuver around it, but sometimes you get unlucky and just get bamboozled. So the coins in this stage, as you notice, are in sort of weird corners to maneuver around, but with the use of the B, R, and A button together, we're able to drift our way around it and lose as less speed as possible. And once we're completed with that stage, we're going to fight our last Wispig, so Wispig 2. And since we're fighting it in plane, guess what's gonna happen? We're gonna go out of bounds again. It's gonna be pretty great.
No way.
No way, I swear.
Well, all cutscene skip. That was fantastic.
Let's go. All the cutscene skips in Future Funland, it's pretty amazing. And now we're off to Wispig 2 on a pretty good pace so far, actually. I think you're still in the 145 pace or something.
No, I think this is still 144.
Really?
We're just crazy.
Wow, dude. That's crazy, dude. It's not world record pace,
I
guys,
mean-
but it's pretty close.
Let's not jinx it because I still have to go out of bounds. So it's not
Yeah.
the easiest out of bounds,
You're
but
right.
it's a pretty good run. So
I'll
for
let
whoever
you-
is on timer, this is like at the end of the third lap is gonna be the time, like
Yes,
as soon as I finish. So
So right as the third lap finish, as Obiyo said. But for now, we're gonna leave him focus a little bit, just to make sure that he gets the out of bounds. No pressure. It's not an easy one for sure. So he's gonna do a couple of barrels at the beginning, gather that blue balloon right there. Make sure he doesn't get hit by the lasers, and he's gonna position himself in a certain way that he's going to get the out of bounds right under there. Is he going to get it? He did. So from there, it's quite finicky to hitbox to get in order to get all the checkpoints. So you got to make sure that when you barrel or roll around that you're not too high or too low, because if you are too high or too low, you're going to get inbounds automatically at the finish line, which is not necessarily something that we want to. Especially considering that near the head statue of Wispig, there's 2 checkpoints to hit there, and it's quite hard to get all of them optimally with the speed without getting inbounds, you know. It's actually going pretty well, and if everything goes well, it is going to be a 144, which is absolutely complete madness. And get ready for the time as soon as we hit the flag, which is going to be in a couple of seconds.
time.
Dude, did you beat a PB?
No, I lost PB by like 6 seconds.
Dude, that's
Oh my
a
God, that is
crazy run.
Crazy.
Dude, 144.40, you've seen it in NoReset Speedrun. It's absolutely
This is
bonkers.
my second best run ever, by the way, in the marathon.
Yep,
Yeah, you guys got treated to a very good run.
exactly. I mean, just to let you know, guys, the guy that had world record in a Trident Tail currently has a 144.22. Obiyo has a 144.34, and then our third contender is Sweener Dog with a 146.34. Just telling you guys that getting a 44 in a marathon is absolute madness.
Yeah, I mean, this is by far the best 100% marathon run of this game,
Yes.
time-wise. So, very happy about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I think they did, even though we had a couple of technical issues. It is also a run where we had the unhandled error exception. So
That was
I hope you like that.
Yeah.
So once again, what an amazing performance by Obiyo. I hope that you enjoyed quite well, and you have words that you want to say for the end of this the run.
Yeah, I guess a couple shoutouts real quick. Shoutouts just to NoReset for having me again. It's been I don't know how many runs I've done at this point, but I'm always super happy to come run here, and always excited when you guys accept my run. So thank you. So shoutouts to Morks for commentating, and very, very good job. Please go follow Morks, exceptional speedrunner. He also has a run later this marathon. I think tomorrow, you said?
Yes, I do have a run tomorrow near 11 p.m. EST of an obscure Star Wars game that's really fun to watch, but nobody knows about. So can't wait to have you guys there.
Yeah, so go follow Morks, and yeah, thank you guys a lot. And also, if you're interested, if this interested you at all to speedrun the game, please, come to the Discord and we'll help you learn the game. We're always happy to have more new runners. So thank you very much.
Absolutely.
That was just too much fun to run, to watch even, to run. I'm not the runner, I'm the host. That was amazing, buddy. Thank you so much for that run. And again, congratulations on the 144. Like, that's huge, by the way. Hopefully next time, if you get to run this, we'd love to see a possible world record. So hopefully we can get this back from you at some point. But coming up next, we have got Dr. Mario coming in from ACMLM. So hang tight. We're going to be going to an intermission. And we'll see you lot very, very soon.